Welcome to our Sri Lanka travel series, and let's continue our month long adventure in this stunning island country. After spending a week in Ella, we are going higher up to the cold, green, and misty town of Nuwara Eliya, also called the Little England of Sri Lanka. In this video, we will take you with us as we explore old school colonial architecture, visit some out of the box places, stay in lovely unique homes, experience what locals do, and of course, enjoy the gorgeous weather. But first, like and subscribe to our channel for many more travel stories and experiences. To reach Nuwara Eliya, we highly recommend you take the iconic scenic train of Sri Lanka. We took the Ella Odyssey train from Ella and came to Nanuoya station, which is 6.5 kilometers from Nuwara Eliya, making it the nearest railway station to the hill town. Sit on the right side for beautiful views when you are taking this route. The Ella to Nanuoya journey is 3 hours long and is the most scenic part of the entire Kandy to Ella train route. You can watch a complete video on the best way to do this train journey. Here, we will tell you all about costs, which train to take, and give you other quick tips for your benefit. Check the link for this video in the description below. From Nanuoya railway station, you can take a cab or a tuk-tuk to the city. It would cost you approximately 1000 Sri Lankan rupees if you negotiate. We got a pickup free of charge from our stay itself. Nuwara Eliya is one such place in Sri Lanka which has year-round tourist footfall. This is because of the weather here. At the height of 6,128 feet above sea level, the hill station has extremely beautiful and cool weather, which makes it a paradise not just for international travelers but also for locals. A lot of locals from other cities in Sri Lanka come to Nuwara Eliya to beat the heat or for a quick weekend getaway. That is why Nuwara Eliya is also slightly more pricey as compared to other places we visited. The hilly terrain also makes the cost higher here. The cost of tuk-tuk ride one way for about 1.5 kilometer was 350 to 400 Sri Lankan rupees. Well, the best part about our trip to Nuwara Eliya was our lovely homestay. In our 4 days, we stayed in 2 different places. The first one was a home with a big balcony overlooking the mountains. We even had a TV in the living room where we binge watched Netflix one evening. The internet connectivity in hill stations can get weak, but our homestay had good connection for us to get our work done. If you want to book a quiet, relaxed place with a view, you may have to go a little away from the town and to the hilly parts of the city. Our stay was 2.5 kilometers away from the main city and had a steep climb up. If you wish to use a tuk-tuk to go to the city, what you can do is put the post office Nuwara Eliya on Google Maps. This will take you to the main center of the town. We will get to the post office part a little later. Our second stay was a more unique one, which was next to Lake Gregory, a must-visit in Nuwara Eliya. This place was like a hobbit's house, straight out of a storybook. Old, wooden, with artifacts and a picturesque lake view. The homestay looked even more magical at night with warm twinkly lights.
It's like an old cottage. Lamp. यहाँ पे ये इनके कुछ चीज़ें हैं. It's quite pretty though.
We also had a caretaker here who cooked yummy food for us. Both these stays costed roughly the same, which is about 9,000 Sri Lankan rupees per night. We will leave a link to both these stays in the description below. Nuwara Eliya was founded by Samuel Baker in 1846 as a resort town for Britishers and planters. Nuwara Eliya had quite many similarities to charming little towns of England, and that's why it was given the name Little England of Sri Lanka. Many buildings were designed in the Tudor style, and today a lot of colonial homes and villas have been converted to hotels and inns. With that, first on our list of places to visit in Nuwara Eliya is the iconic post office built in 1894. This is a notable example of Tudor revival architecture. The post office is the oldest one in Sri Lanka, and believe it or not, it is still actively functioning. You can go inside and send letters to your loved ones, locally or internationally. You must visit this post office for its stunning architecture and heritage. The post office is situated in the heart of the city, so don't forget to walk around the town after your visit. The next destination in Nuwara Eliya that we are going to visit is very unique. We are going to the Moon Plains, which is a 400 meters long and 40 meters deep valley about 6 kilometers from Nuwara Eliya town. Moon Plains is situated 6,200 feet above sea level. This place has amazing scenic beauty, which makes for a great day trip. In 2014, the area became an agricultural and environmental tourism zone. To reach here, you can book a pick-me or an Uber tuk-tuk or cab. Once you reach the start point of Moon Plains, you have to buy a ticket. For entry, it costs 1,500 Sri Lankan rupees per person for foreigners, and for locals, it costs around 80 to 100 rupees. Post that, you have to get a jeep for a safari. The jeep costs 5,000 Sri Lankan rupees. The jeep safari is 20 minutes long, which takes you along the surreal-wide open land. Because of the vastness, at one point, we felt like we were on another planet. The best part about Moon Plains is the mini end of the world, where the safari takes you. This spot has a tower which you can climb to get panoramic views of prominent mountain peaks in Sri Lanka. We even got to see the Sanjeevani mountain, that is a famous part of the text Ramayana from Hindu mythology. Moon Plains was so windy that we did try to record information for our viewers, but the wind just did not let us.
We are at Nuwara Eliya, and especially at this particular place called Moon Plains. This place is 60 to 100 feet above sea level.
In fact, it kept pushing us around and we had to hold our ground. Do make sure you carry a wind jacket when you come here and cover your ears. The weather tends to be cold and windy. This destination is associated with a government-run potato seed farm, and we were able to see locals farming on the land. The adventurous jeep safari, windy vast lands, local agricultural know-hows, and fantastic panoramic views makes this place a must-visit when you're in Nuwara Eliya. Sita Amman Kovil was the next stop on our list. It is 6.5 kilometers from Nuwara Eliya town. This temple and the whole area around it holds significance in Hindu mythology. As per legends, Sita, who is a Hindu goddess and female protagonist of the epic text Ramayana, was held captive by Ravana here. The stream that runs close to this spot is believed to be the place where Sita bathed, and the rock beside it is supposed to be the place where she would pray. At this location, several rock depressions are believed to be the footprints of Hanuman, the monkey god from Ramayana. A belief strengthened by the presence of countless monkeys that still roam the temple grounds. Yet, some say these marks belong to Ravana's great elephant. You can visit the Houghton Plains National Park, which is near a place called Ohia that comes between Nuwara Eliya and Ella. It is a 1-hour drive from Nuwara Eliya. Start your trip at 5 am from Nuwara Eliya and reach the park early morning to start the Houghton Plains trek. The trek takes around 3 to 4 hours in total. Because tourists visit this destination so often, most stays and hotels help with a packed morning breakfast to go. During your trek, you will witness vast grasslands, forests, and go to the steep drop called World's End, and also find the beautiful Baker's Waterfall. Other things to do in Nuwara Eliya includes visiting nearby waterfalls, tea factory visit to learn the art of tea making, enjoying a scenic sunset, and boating at Lake Gregory. Lake Gregory is a vast and beautiful reservoir in the heart of Nuwara Eliya. This was built by British Governor Sir William Gregory in 1873. Initially, this was a swampy area, but it got transformed into a lake which is now popular for water sports, boating, and cycling. The entry to the lake area is 200 Sri Lankan rupees for foreigners and 100 Sri Lankan rupees for locals. Nuwara Eliya has a very local vibe. You can see many locals here along with some foreigners. The cafe culture here is lesser compared to other places in Sri Lanka, but rather there are vibrant markets and good local restaurants. We did end up in one of the oldest pubs in Nuwara Eliya, which was built by the Britishers. This spot had very affordable drinks and absolutely incredible food. That's it on the Little England of Sri Lanka. Our 4 days went in such a flash that we did not even realize it. Next up, we are heading to the very popular city, Kandy. And hey, our train journey is not over yet. We took another scenic train from Nanuoya station to Kandy. In Kandy, we stayed with our family, friends and locals, went on a very scary hike, and immersed ourselves in the spiritual side of Sri Lanka. So, stay tuned because our next few days in Kandy are going to be super fun. Stay with us as we continue our Sri Lanka travel series and bring you lots more local travel content.